everybody, welcome back to another Wisdom Girl and Wise Woman show. It's your girl, Wisdom Girl, aka Karma Miller, and this is...
Hey everybody, I'm Wise Woman Leslie Christie.
And, well, first off, a disclaimer. We are outside in 59 degrees.
Yes, we are.
Because, I don't know why, but,
well, we just wanted to bring the show outside. Yeah. Little different vibe. We're together in the same place.
It's so gray out here.
Yeah.
We normally have natural sunlight, but this time it's God said we need some rain. My plants need to grow.
All right, well, tell them what we're talking about today. What's today's show?
Small blessings, big victories.
Now remember, you outside, so you got to talk a little louder.
Small blessings, big victories.
Yeah.
Well, So.
All right, so let's get with it.
Yeah. I would try to do this without laughing. I cannot be serious.
She is a little off today. I don't know why, but
a little.
Anyway, well, before you let me just say, please, tag somebody, share this episode with somebody. This is our episode number 79. So let somebody know that we're here, that we are on live today. And let's get right into it.
I think it's 19 shows? 29 shows?
29 shows for what?
Until our 100th show.
Oh
yeah. Yo, you know what?
21 is math.
I'm not doing the math.
Anyway,
I don't never do the math.
So let's get into it.
Gotta get out that ridiculous accent. Did you know that some of life's most remarkable transformations and transformative moments, that come and originate from the smallest or modest beginnings?
True.
And it is so important to recognize and cherish the small blessings,
absolutely,
and opportunities that cross our paths.
Yeah.
Stop. You're
okay.
Go ahead. Gonna make you crack up.
Oh my God! I don't know what's wrong with her today. I apologize.
Every day, as these small blessings and opportunities possess the potential to evolve into significant achievements, these small blessings are like seeds, and with the right nurturing, they can grow into mighty trees of accomplishments and big victories.
I so agree. It starts with the modest, with the small, and then that grows into something big and tremendous. Yeah. A lot of times, though, we want to go for the gusto. We want to go for the big things. We don't really, honor and respect the small little steps that we take.
Exactly. Like, oh my God, I got a new Lamborghini. What about you? The fact that you just skipped the whole Mercedes Benz? I would. No, let me not say I would.
Not just that, but what about that car that you had way before you were able to get that Mercedes?
Or why don't you get it back? Give it to your mama.
Like when you were driving a Kia, or or I'm trying to think of something even.
Kia's
less
different.
Than that. Yeah,
Toyota.
I like Kias.
Kias are not bad. I could survive with the Kia.
Yeah. Or
that Toyota. Yeah,
or what about when you're striving for when you're striving for a successful business. Hold on. When you're striving for a successful business, right? But you don't take into your mind is like, I gotta make this number of sales. I gotta make sure that this thing is working, perfectly. And you don't take into account that, you took small steps before that were successful, that were important, in order to get to that big picture that you want, like learning how to make certain things.
Exactly.
And being in the presence of people who are doing what you want to do. Those are small steps. Those are those small blessings that lead to those big victories.
I just had the most confusing metaphor in my head that you guys may not understand. But kids my age now, we literally, when we're walking up the steps, instead of going up the next step, we skip 1 or 2 stairs. So that's how I'm saying. Like, you skip up 2 2 or more stairs, right? You finally get up there, your head is dizzy, and that's how you fall.
Woo! Come on,
Like,
girl. I know
just
that's
saying.
right.
Also, back to the cars. Why are you over here trying to get a whole Lamborghini? What about the Bentley? What about the Lincoln? What about that Cadillac?
Well,
like, just say it.
Bentley, that's my car. But anyway.
Yeah, Bentleys aren't popular anymore, unfortunately. Whose idea was that?
But anyway, let's give a shout out to those who are viewing with us. Thank you so much for being with us this afternoon. Those of you on Facebook and those on YouTube, thank you so much for being a part of the family. We call you all Wisdom Warriors, and we want you to live in wisdom just like we try to. The wisdom of God, so that you can but make the effort. But so that you can have a better life, a more prosperous life, the life that God has promised for you. So we want to give a shout out to those in the chat. And like always, I'm number one wisdom warrior. Come on, what's her name? Tanisha. Okay, they can't hear you because we outside, remember?
Oh, yeah. Tanisha Head.
Yes. Thank you so much for always holding us down, always being with us in the wisdom room. All right, so we want to just bring some points and some discussion surrounding this topic. Small blessings, big victories. So
you take first one.
All right. So what we want to encourage you to do is to be more concerned with being a blessing rather than receiving a big blessing. Be more concerned with being a blessing, your life. Even if you're being a small blessing. Well, okay, hold up. What we might interpret as a small blessing. Because I'm going to tell a story. I was a young mother, a young single mother. I'm always telling this story because it changed my life so profound.
I know, right? I would like to thank my mother for being born.
No, that's not the story. Oh,
no, I'm just saying.
Can I tell a story?
Yeah, you go ahead. Okay, thank you. I'm just saying.
And how you gonna thank your mother for being born when I was the one who did all the work for her to be born?
Technically.
Come on, mothers.
Technically,
y'all know.
She couldn't. Technically, she is where she is right now because you didn't even let her watch half an episode. Well, 10 minutes of TV. What am I supposed to watch in 10 minutes?
Oh gosh, that is not the story. And that's not
today's show. Tell your story, please.
Anyway, we're talking about small blessings, big victories. So I was a young single mother at this time, and I was always the kind of person. I'm not asking people for anything. I try to take what I have and live the very best with it. Now that's good, but then there's a flip side. There's a problem because sometimes you really are in need and you got to swallow your pride, right? You got to swallow your pride and be able to go to somebody and say, I need something. So here I am in church, right? I'm in church and someone very special to me just handed me a $20 bill. It was folded up and she put it in my hand. Okay. This is I don't want to say her name, but I'm gonna say it anyway. She's passed on, but this is Jennifer Canards. If you know, any of you know, her business is Manna from Jen's Kitchen. Yeah. Okay, just give a shout out. Okay, so her mother, right? She just handed me a $20 bill. So she just slipped it in my hand. We're in service, and so I said to her, "Well, what's this for?" And she said, because I know that you can use it. That changed my life.
Wow, that hit different.
Yeah, it was a small blessing, but check it out. It was enough for me to provide something for my child. And what it did was to help me understand that caring for your child and what you do for your child, even in those small ways, makes a tremendous difference for them in the long run. And so, I think that I've done an excellent job raising my daughter.
All right.
With what she shout out to Ken Miller and Intellectual Preparatory Charter School. But anyway, all that to say that we need to look for those opportunities where we can be blessings to someone rather than trying to receive those big blessings, and understand that this type of concern, it will lead you to big blessings or big victories, I should say, in your life. It really will. And it cultivates gratitude for everything and every possibility that life presents. When you learn to be a blessing, when you learn to be a blessing, then it cultivates gratitude and you learn to appreciate everything in your life.
That hit different.
All right.
But what my example was, it's not a story. It was back to that staircase thing. So it's like once you skip the step and now you dizzy. Now you decide to walk down the steps. And then you just decide to do it all over again. I'm just gonna go back up and skip a step because now I'm fine. And then you get dizzy all over again and continue doing it over and over and over and over again. I'm like, aren't you getting tired of being dizzy?
Wow.
Like nobody wants to be dizzy because when you dizzy, that hurt.
Wow.
So
the dizziness was caused by them skipping those small steps.
Exactly.
When they could have went step by step and got to the place they were trying to get to without being dizzy. I like that.
You skipped over the Lincoln and the Bentley. You just went straight to the Lamborghini.
Okay, let's leave the cars aside.
I know. I just want to. I think I want.
All right. So what other point we want to raise today for the show?
Appreciate the journey as much as the destination.
I love it.
Yeah. For it is often, the journey where the beauty of small blessings and the power of faith become evident and ultimately leading us to our big victory. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Because if you don't appreciate the journey that you're taking, then how are you going to appreciate the destination? Where you going?
Like you drive into Florida or somewhere in the South. Let's say Georgia, because Georgia. Like, why are you over here trying to get straight to Georgia? Why don't you go to the Natural History Museum? That doesn't sound too bad.
I love that. I love that analogy. Enjoy the places that you're passing through.
Exactly.
Come on with them, girl. Enjoy the places that you're passing through on your way.
And then you want to get mad when especially a kid like me.
Hold up, that was deep. Hey. Okay, sorry. I can preach that right there. But go ahead.
But what I'm saying is, like, especially a kid like me, when you have kids like me, and you find out that you cannot learn something because of somebody, that gets on my nerves.
Wow.
I'm like, you know what? I try to remember. I'm like, God, give me the strength to not drag somebody. Please. So like, it's like, I want to go to the Natural History Museum, and now you have because they cry and they scream. I want McDonald's. They cry and they scream, especially if that McDonald's is like the biggest one. Like the biggest McDonald's is either in California, somewhere in the South, California or Texas, but California's not in the South anyway. But I'm just saying, like, maybe like these the things that just make history for what it is. And I'm saying, like, what I'm saying is that everybody's screaming, everybody's crying in the car. So now, if you just go straight to the Natural History Museum and then go to Georgia, and then continue on your way to Georgia, they're happy, you're happy, everybody's happy.
I like it.
Just saying.
Yeah.
It's just
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, another thing is that small sparks of faith and inspiration, right? It can lead to divine miracles. Oh, I love it. It can lead to divine miracles. It can lead to groundbreaking inventions. It can lead to artistic masterpieces or innovative solutions that transform industries. We're talking about those small sparks of faith and inspiration. Like
David and Goliath with the stone in his slingshot. This is what happens. Don't ever underestimate short people. I'm short. She's short. My mother is short.
Okay, I'm short.
I think I'm like, there's some moments where like, why am I so short? Like, it took me 5 years just to be able to reach the top of the cabinet. Like, I'm like, but now I'm glad that I'm short because, my mother has a whole school now and my grandma runs a church and I'm running 2 businesses. Like, don't underestimate
or don't underestimate people who may look like they don't have
the skills. Exactly.
Because it's not about appearance. Come on, it's about what God places inside you.
Exactly.
Okay.
originally, whatever has to do with the appearance has nothing to do with
and so faith hit different. And so it was those sparks of faith, those small sparks of faith and inspiration that caused you to own businesses, caused your mother to open up a school and do fabulous things with it, caused me to own businesses and to open up a church, on and on and on. Listen, don't get so caught up in I got to do this major thing before I can get started. Don't get caught up in it. It's those small blessings, the blessing of getting started that leads to those huge, big victories.
Exactly.
And that's what happened with David. That's what happened with David. Defeating Goliath. Like, listen, I'm not looking for all this armor. No.
What's crazy is David and Joseph have similar stories. Even though there's like mad Josephs in the Bible, like they have similar stories. Like they both went from those small children.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm thinking about the veggie children.
No.
Anyway, they went from small children who are too busy herding the sheep.
Mm-hmm.
That when it came to the time of faith, when faith was needed, they both ended up ruling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I forgot what David. I think it was something.
Israel. Yeah,
Israel.
He became king.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then they both became rulers.
Yeah.
These are stories that you need to pay attention to. But
life lessons.
But nobody pays attention to Joseph's story because when he ruled Egypt, right? But then 200 years later, and they still had slaves in Egypt even when he was ruling.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like debate. Plus, it's kind of a debate because nobody really understands as to why you will make somebody ruler over all of the slaves and not free them. And it took it took that 200 years just to have somebody free them. And it was, and I'm like, well, maybe, but Joseph wasn't the one who was meant to free them. That was just not.
But they weren't enslaved. Y'all, it's raining, so we get kicked offline. We're sorry. We was praying that the storm would come. But anyway, they weren't enslaved in the same manner as when they were in Egypt. And now Moses was called to free them.
Exactly.
Yeah. But anyway, we kind of went off on a little tangent.
Moses parted the Red Sea with the wooden stick, called a rod.
Right. That small little thing that eventually came to a big victory. That small blessing, that wooden stick, caused that big victory. He used it properly. Yeah.
He used it. The water turned red, and then it parted. It was that hit different. And then the founders of Apple.
Yep. Steve Jobs. I didn't realize that both of their names are Steve, by the way. But anyway, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak.
Yeah.
Wozniak.
That sounds German.
Yeah, probably. But anyway, they started building personal computers, right? These small little computers in a garage, y'all. They were in a garage. And that, because they honed in on the small thing they were able to do, that led to this tremendous big victory called Apple.
Exactly. Tyler Perry, small local plays in Atlanta to billionaire.
Yeah.
There's only 2 shows on OWN network that he did not write.
Wow.
That's Greenleaf, that's my show. Oh. And Queen Sugar.
Well, that's true.
He everything else though he wrote, and BET
they show all his shows.
He is the king.
Yeah. But it all, when we talk about David, when we talk about Moses, when we talk about Steve Jobs, when we talk about Tyler Perry, we're talking about them appreciating the small blessings, appreciating those small things so that they can so that it can lead them to big victories. Okay, now that it's called steps, right? It's called steps. You take that one step, you appreciate it, you respect it, you honor it. It'll lead you to another step. You appreciate it, you respect it, you honor it, and then that will lead you to another step. Just like the analogy of the staircase that you were given, right? It doesn't go from one step all the way to step 100. Okay, unless God just works it out like that, but that's God. That ain't supposed to be on your mind. Come
Exactly.
on.
Like
That's not supposed to be on
also like
on your mind.
Like Jesus is a good example.
Mm.
Like he
Come on.
focused on, like, honestly, Jesus is probably the best example because, you know, he was born in a barn with a bunch of stinky animals,
Mhm.
you know, and then he used his resources. Like
Yeah.
everything he knew when he died was not what he knew when he was born. He was born the son of God, but he still had a lot to learn.
Yeah, he was a human being.
Like he ran away from his parents just to learn.
Right.
And it took them forever to notice he was not there. And I'm like, when the son of God is quiet, you know something like he's not there.
Oh, hold up.
That's not right.
When the son of God is quiet,
that's something not right. He
Something's
mad
not
at
right.
you. He either mad at you, he left.
wow. Okay, then that's some girl. That's a whole nother.
I was thinking about the story, but I don't. I did not mean for that to be so.
No.
You know,
That was good.
that was meant to be.
Good. That was good. So, what else can we tell? Other tips and tricks you want to tell them in regard to small blessings, big victories? Here's a question. Can God?
Stop. Can God trust you with small things?
Okay.
I
so
mean,
say it again for those who didn't hear.
Can God trust you with small things?
Okay, stop. Can God trust you with small things? Think about that. Say what you was gonna say, then I'm gonna kind of.
I was gonna say. I think hold on. I was gonna say something like, if God cannot trust you with something as small as, hold up, this is a good example. Hold up, this is a good example. I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna see if I could. If this is gonna make sense. I'm trying to make it make sense. That's fine. Okay. I was gonna say, if God cannot trust the land that He built with one seed, we will only have one tree in the world. Just saying.
Okay.
If He cannot trust the land to even grow, to have that good fertile soil to grow that one tree, what makes you think that He would, trust the whole thing? Like, you have to take it piece by piece.
Exactly.
Piece by piece.
I love it. So Luke chapter 16 verse 10 says, from the Easy English Bible, which y'all know we use a lot on the show. It says, if you can trust a person with a very small thing, you can also trust him with bigger things. There's a part B though. And if you cannot trust a person with a very small thing, you cannot trust them with big things. Now listen, that's a whole truth right there. Because I'm gonna make it practical. If you ask me, can I borrow $10? I'm gonna give you the $10. Go ahead. I don't believe Hold on. I don't really believe in the whole borrow thing, But anyway,
like, if you want,
I'd rather bless you rather than put you in a position to owe me, because the Bible says that we are lenders, not borrowers. But anyhow, I understand, because I've had to borrow before. But anyway, if you ask me can I borrow $10, I'll give you $10, right? But you never pay me back. You running, every time I see you go in the other direction, like you totally forgot that you owe me this money. And then a little while later, you come back and say, "Can I borrow $100?" Do you think I'm gonna trust you?
$10 back, and then we can talk.
Do you think I'm gonna trust you to pay me back $100 when you could not pay me back the $10? Now that's how God works. If I give you this little bit, if I give you the ability to use your hands and to mend clothes, right?
Exactly.
To sew a hole, to mend the hole. And you don't do that. You don't respect it. You don't honor it. Every time somebody says, "Oh, can you?" or maybe hem pants, right? Hem pants and skirts. Every time somebody asks you, "Can you hem my skirt?" No, I don't feel like I don't really do that no more. But then you're praying that God will help you have a business, have a what do you call it? Have a oh my gosh, I can't even think of the word. No. Have a business to alter clothing, right?
You cannot even do that one thing for your friend.
A seamstress. God is not going to. It would be against God's word to trust you with the whole business.
Exactly. When you could not even handle that one friend.
There you go. There you go. That's like, what I'm trying. It took a while for me to get there, but.
Like when you go, when you graduate college, you move out your dorm, right? So you ask God for your apartment, right? Mm-hmm. He gives you the apartment, right? But it's like a studio apartment. It's like one room. Yeah. And then you're just like, really, God? Like, really gonna give me something?
Right. You upset with that one.
Like, I want a house.
Come on, girl.
So,
come on.
Where's my house? So, and I'm like, if you focus on the apartment,
right,
maybe I could give you a house.
Come on,
and then you can have a mansion, and then you can have 10 mansions. Right. Like, think about it. Right. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah, focus on the house. Like, treat it like, I'm sorry for cutting you off, but let me just say this. Treat the apartment, whether it's a studio, 1 bedroom, whatever, treat that place where you're dwelling as if it is the mansion.
That hit different.
Keep it.
That hit different.
Just honor it, respect it, make it smell, let it smell good. That when people walk in, they be like, "Ooh, this looks nice." Like, treat it as if it is that mansion, because that's the thing. If you don't take those small blessings, those small things, and see it as a blessing, you will never get to the big victory.
Yeah, it's like a blueprint. It's like when you give a blueprint to somebody, all they see is a blue paper. But once you open it, it's a whole plan.
Come on, girl.
It is a plan for something much bigger than what you
gotta open it.
You gotta open it. Once you like you hate I keep living my videos. You hate reading. Anyway,
who hates reading?
No, I'm just saying, like, it's an example. Oh. If somebody out there who hates reading, somebody hands you that good book. I have to say this.
Go ahead, say it. Spit it out. Come on. We run out of time.
They give you that one book. You don't know if the book is good until you open it.
Come on.
Like, it can have, like, especially if you're somebody that loves drama, like, there could be so much tea in there. Like, oh my God. So much tea. Romeo and Juliet. Like, Romeo and Juliet, if it was right now, like, oh my God, somebody got dragged, somebody got killed.
Yeah.
You gotta there be mad tea in the Bible, like, oh my God, somebody
exactly.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah. You gotta open up the book. Like, and once you read it in those small little, and once you take that step, then you're able to see the big picture, the big possibilities, the big victories that can be yours, that are ahead of you. All right. So the other question is, we're gonna run through this really quickly. Are you just holding on to your mustard seed? Right?
What's in your hand?
What's in your hand? What's in your hand? And are you holding on to it because you think that it's too small? And we do that a lot. We hold on to things because we think it's small. No, I'm not that talented. No, nobody cares about that. No, nobody wants. No, we make excuses. We are holding on to the small things, the mustard seed, because we think it's too small. But Matthew chapter 13, verses 31 through 32, from the easy to read version, says, God's kingdom, come on, people of God, God's kingdom is like a mustard seed that man plants in his field. It is the smallest of all seeds. You can say with me, but when it grows, it is the largest, come on, of all garden plants. It becomes a tree big enough for the what?
Birds.
Birds to do what?
Come and make nests in the branches. Yeah, there's a whole civilization in that tree.
In that one tree, because of
there
that
could be a whole bird hair salon up in there.
Come on, because of that one mustard seed.
Be a whole
that
city
was
hall up in there.
And that's what God is trying to tell us today. That's what God's trying. That one thing, that one small thing that He's given you is not small. You can't look at it as, oh, that's all I got. Somebody say, all I can do. I heard somebody say, well, I don't really have gifts. I don't really have talent. All I can do is cook. Child, are you kidding me?
Cook.
Do you know what you could do with just cooking?
Exactly.
All I could do is bake cookies. Well, you better bake them cookies and bake it and honor that gift until that
you better
little,
bake cookies
until you get that bakery. Come on now. Come on. We got to see it as
that could if you open, I'm telling you, especially when you live in California and LA, you really got the advantage because everything up there, celebrities be visiting. Like if you open up that bakery, that could be the first celebrity bakery that has been seen in generations.
Absolutely.
Just saying.
Yeah. So you gotta honor the small blessings. Small blessings, big victory. It's when you learn to honor it, respect it, and treat it like it is the best thing ever in your life, that will lead you to big victories. Joel Osteen said something that I think wrapped this up really nicely. What does it say?
When you focus on being a blessing, God makes sure that you are always blessed in abundance.
There you go. Focus on being a blessing. Blessing. Bless somebody with what you have. Bless somebody with your words. Bless somebody with a smile. Come on, don't always be mean and always got an attitude with it. No, be a blessing. Come on, be a blessing. God will bless you in abundance. Now, Vincent van Gogh says,
great things are done by a series of small things brought together.
Yeah, I love
you. Just made me want to watch Netflix.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So we just want to encourage you today. We just want you to know that God has a bigger plan for you, that God has something so great, big victories just for you. But you gotta see God in what you think is small, because what we think is small, God sees it as just God things. Everything is a God thing. Everything.
I can see a whole thing on it. I can see you.
Everything is a God thing. If He gave it to you, it's big, even though it might seem small to us.
And the thing is, even when you pass on, even when God calls you home, your story's never over.
Your story's never, unless
there's never really an ending.
Hold on, unless you never did anything. It's a small thing.
Well,
that He gave you.
Anyway, moving on.
All right, we go.
Like
sorry.
Like that story is never finished. Like there's no way to finish. That story.
Right, because you never started it.
Exactly. So and actually, from the day Jesus was born up until the rapture, it's our job to finish this story.
Give me some.
It's our job.
It's our job. All right, we gotta go.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you next week. I don't know what direction it turns, but
next week. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. We love you. Keep coming back. Saturday after Saturday. Let somebody know that we are here. 2:00 every Saturday. Facebook, YouTube. We'll see you next time. Same channel, same place. Bye-bye, everybody.